Hi everyone, welcome to Ace Planespotting. I hope you're all doing well. It's Wednesday the 26th of November. It is about 10 past 8 in the morning and I'm here at Manchester Airport. I'll be here for the next few hours, so stick around if aviation is your thing to see a load of really cool aircraft. Just have the 777 Dreamliners, A380s, A350s, A330s, plus all the smaller jets, all coming up shortly. Right, to start off with then, we have got an EasyJet that's going to Paris. It's an Airbus A320. And if I look to the left, we've got another EasyJet. This is an Airbus A321neo that's going to Amsterdam. Both are just currently being held short of the runway. Taking a look over the other end, we've got a KLM City Hopper that just arrived a few moments ago from Amsterdam, Boeing 737-800. In front of that, there is a Swiss Airbus A320-200 from Zurich. And just behind that one in the bay, we've got a Jet2 waiting for some kind of maintenance, probably a spin test, so we might get to see that later today. And just making its way to the runway is a Dreamliner. This one's Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner going to Doha. And just making its way onto the runway now is the Jet2. Boeing 737-800 going to Newcastle. While it heads onto the runway, don't forget to give the video a like and a subscribe. That would be amazing. I'd appreciate that very much. Actually quite cool, that one, because normally they don't take off as quickly as that one just did. And since we're a very steep climb, this Dreamliner is a 4-year-old vehicle. Just wait for this to begin to take over, and here we go. is the EasyJet Airbus A320-200 going to Paris. Possibly the slowest takeoff ever. And at that speed, V1 will be at the very end of the runway. Right, so it's actually turning off the runway. That's quite interesting. So it seems like there's been a problem of some sort. So that doesn't happen very often. So I'm guessing that they're going to be heading back to the terminal to resolve whatever the issue is. Right, next up then we've got Eurowings. Well, this livery it's got is the Europa Park livery. It's going to Dusseldorf, it's an Airbus A320-200. So Europa Park, for anyone not familiar with it, is actually a big theme park in Germany, down there near Basel, near the border with Switzerland and France. It's a really cool place, highly recommend going if you can. I know a few people who work there. Okay, so we've got the EasyJet Airbus A321neo, which is still holding just short of the runway, and it will be going to Amsterdam when it does depart. Okay, we've now got one of the Rangers on the airfield. Probably just doing some checks down the runway, just to make sure there's no debris. that it's all safe for the planes to depart. Okay, so that's the EasyJet that's just been turned around and going back to the gate. Not sure what the issue is. I've not got my radio today, waiting for a part for it to arrive. So usually I'll be able to listen to the radio and listen in to see what the problem is, but no such joy today. Right, next then we have got a few aircraft that are heading for the runway. We've got a Ryanair, which is going to Dublin. Got an EasyJet going to Dubrovnik. We've got a TUI going to Fuerteventura, and a couple of others as well. So stay tuned, we've got some more aircraft action coming up. Whilst we're waiting for these planes to arrive, just remember to please give the video a like. Let me know in the comments what your favourite aircraft are. My favourite aircraft is the Dreamliner, that's one of them. Love the noise it makes, it's a very unique engine noise. I also like the wing shape, pretty cool aircraft. The Airbus A380, which is just an absolutely incredible piece of machinery, and also the Airbus Beluga, which is the Airbus transport aircraft, transports aircraft components between factories. I've got a video of the Beluga. If you look back in my videos, you'll see the video. And I plan on doing another video at some point in the not too distant future as well. What I do want to do as well is head over to Toulouse at some point in the future, because that's the home of the Beluga, and that's where I'd like to go filming. It's a busy airport. Right, so this is a 737 Boeing 737-800 going to Dublin. This aircraft is a 15-year-old aircraft. Say hello to the pilots. The EasyJet is still waiting to depart, still being told to hold, waiting for its slot. We've got a Dreamliner heading out. So the first one is an EasyJet going to Dubrovnik, Airbus A320-200, and just behind, making its turn, it's a Boeing 7, no, it's not a Dreamliner, sorry, it looked like a Dreamliner for a second, it's not, it's a Boeing 737 MAX 8. Just glanced at it, I thought it was a Dreamliner for a second, then realised it's not. No, it's a 737 and it's going to Fuerteventura. I was also just looking at the Dreamliner on my screen. This 737 is 6 years old. Okay, so the EasyJet going to Dubrovnik is next. Say hello to the pilots, doing their final checkouts. This is a 6-year-old aircraft. Going to Fuerteventura, Boeing 737 MAX 8. So the vast majority of the 737s we get just take off. Okay, so the vast majority of Boeing 737s we get here at Manchester, they're either the 800s or the MAX 8s. We also get the MAX 8 200s. Sometimes we get the MAX 9, and very occasionally we get some of the older 737s as well. Difference between the MAX series and the 800s and the older ones is the engines. It's like a complete overhaul, different APU. It's a different plane, but it's still part of the 737 family. Difference between the MAX 8 and the MAX 8 200 is seating. It's more condensed on the 200s. Right, so then this EasyJet Airbus A321neo is going to Amsterdam. It's a 5-year-old aircraft. It's been sat there for a while, so hopefully it won't be too much longer. Whereabouts in the world are you watching from? Let me know in the comments. Do you like to know where my viewers are watching from? If you could just take a moment to comment, that would be fantastic. Right, looks like it's still going to be sat there for a little bit. So let's have a look around the airport. So yeah, it's the Jet 2. Waiting for its testing. A couple of hangars. Then we come to the fire station, one of them. There are a couple of them around the airport. It's the hangars. It's the very unmistakable Manchester control tower. And then looking over towards the terminal, you can see a few planes there. We've got A330s, got a Dreamliner. Can't tell if the Virgin is looks like a A330. So over this way it's Terminal 2, newly revamped. They've just come off a very long project to sort that out. Then over this way you've got the Terminal 1 area, which is closing for a big refurbishment. That's the old control tower. When I was a teenager, I was in the Air Cadets. I was extremely lucky. We came to Manchester Airport and we had a tour around the airport. We got to go up into the tower, meet the air traffic controllers. It was an awesome day. We also got to go in a Land Rover or whatever big vehicle it was and went for a speed down the runway, right behind a 747. Caught up in the jet wash. It was fantastic getting blown about by that. Right, then over this way is Terminal 3. Okay, so just coming into land is a Ryanair. This Ryanair is coming from Belfast. It's Boeing 737-800. Look right at the back of it, just behind the tail, you see the APU. It's the third engine, which is used for things like the air conditioning, starting the plane. On the back of the older 737s, it's short and stubby like this one. Whereas on the back of the Max series, it is elongated. Just keep an eye over on the over at the terminals for any movement. We have got some aircraft due to take off, so we should start seeing movement any moment. Got those yellow things there. Trucks of some sort. Right, so we have got an Air Transat which is due to be taking off, going to Toronto. Got an Aer Lingus and a Qatar Airways Dreamliner, and very soon, also in about 10 minutes, we are due to get an A330. as this plane is finally taking off. Okay, and off it goes on its jolly way. So the windsock there, there's very light breeze today. You can see on the ground there it's frosty. It was a bit of a chilly morning, but the sun is out and there's no rain due till this afternoon. Just arrived a moment ago is a D80 ATR 72-500. I've not seen a 500 for a while. Normally the 600s that we get here. Yeah, the majority of the propellered aircraft we get here at Manchester are ATRs. So if anybody would like to buy me a coffee, the link is in the video description. I appreciate it very much. I am saving up for better equipment, so I can hopefully in the future bring you 4K streaming. So I'm just waiting to be able to invest in the equipment, so any contributions towards that would be amazing. Okay, the little ATR is arriving now at the terminal area, dwarfed by the bigger aircraft. Okay, any moment now we've got an Airbus A350 Cathay Pacific arriving from Hong Kong. It's an Airbus A350-900, which is a 4-year-old aircraft. So the A350 is what's largely replacing the A380s. It's a more efficient aircraft. It's got some great technology in it. I was watching a program about the manufacturing process. But the next plane to land is going to be a Ryanair Boeing 737 from Budapest. Right, it's heading back over then to this end, just coming through the bushes. The 737 is 8 years old. 737-800. Right, it's the A350 now, just passing the Jet 2 hangar. And arriving in a minute, we'll have a 777 Boeing. Just over Stockport currently, so it's not too far away. Be about a minute or so until that arrives. So yeah, my future plans for this channel, I do want to live stream. I just need to get the equipment to do all that. So it'd be great as well to be able to interact with you guys whilst I'm doing the video live. So it all takes time, money, but I'll get there. I'll get there. I'm actually really pleased with this weather today. The weather forecast for the past couple of days, I said it's looking like it's going to be really gloomy and doomy, but on the day it's completely different. Nice clear skies, blue skies. Some cloud, but not too much. Bit frosty, but what a nice morning it is. So Manchester Airport came about in the 1930s. Started off as Ringway, named after a local village. Had uses during the Second World War, and after that it started to expand its operations. Went from 1 terminal to 3 terminals. Added a second runway in the late 90s. Okay, let's head over to the bushes. We'll see this 777. This 777 is a Etihad Airways 777-300 from Abu Dhabi. It's a 14-year-old aircraft. We are due at some point over the next few years or so to have the 737X using all the latest technology. It's been delayed a few times. But it will be nice to see them eventually begin a service. Obviously there's lots of regulatory steps they've got to get through. Hopefully in the next few years that will eventually come about. Also, if you are on TikTok, do check out my TikTok channel. I'm trying to figure out how TikTok works and get all that up and running properly. I'll put the link in the video description. It's also on the channel, the about section of the channel as well. And if you are on X, Twitter, I'm on that. And also Blue Sky as well. You won't find me on Facebook or Instagram or Threads because I don't use Facebook products. Okay, just arrived as a British Airways Airbus A320-200 arriving from London Heathrow. Usually with these short flights, British Airways to Heathrow, usually it's 1 in, 1 out, so I probably wouldn't be surprised to see one very shortly taking off. Right, heading for the runway. We have got movement. Where's it gone? There we go, it's blending in with the background. It's an Aer Lingus Airbus A320-200 that's going to Dublin. "17-year-old aircraft. It's now on the runway, it's just going to get itself lined up ready for takeoff. Okay, next coming into land is an EasyJet Airbus A320-200 from Belfast. Just over Heald Green, so it's not far away now. I'll point the camera at the end of the runway in just a moment. You see there the British Airways plane is heading down for Terminal 2. So just coming into view now behind the trees. It's just arrived from Belfast. It's 11 years old, this plane. Right, so just over the other side of the airfield, got an ATR. It's an Aer Lingus Emerald ATR 72600, and it's going to Belfast. It's holding just short of the runway because there is a plane coming in. Which is another Aer Lingus from Dublin. It's an Airbus A320-200. So a 20-year-old aircraft, this one. Okay, so there are a few aircraft heading out. There's a Ryanair just behind this ATR. vast majority of propellered aircraft we get here at Manchester are the ATR 72-600s. We do sometimes get the other versions and a few other types as well, but mostly it's those ones. Right, this Ryanair is a Boeing 737 MAX 8-200 going to Rome. Operated by Malta Air, 3-year-old aircraft. And if you look at the back of the aircraft at the APU, you see on this one it is pointy, which indicates it's one of the MAX planes. From the pilots as well. I love it when we get away from the pilots. Okay, so we're ready for takeoff. There we go. Nice friendly pilots there giving us a wave. Right, so just on the other side then we have just had an arrival. It's an SAS Connect Airbus A320 Neo arriving from Copenhagen. 7-year-old aircraft. Right now, just making its way to the runway, we've got a Ryanair and also the Air Transat. I'll switch the cameras over to them. So I do like this livery on the Air Transats. Love the shade of blue with the star. It's not complicated, but it's a nice design, I think. Anyway, this is a Airbus A321 Neo long range going to Toronto. It's a 5-year-old aircraft. approaching the runway now. Going to Tenerife, 737-800. Now we get another wave from the pilots, that's awesome. Do like a good wave from the pilots. Right, so anyway, this is 737-800 going to Tenerife. It's a 13-year-old aircraft, Ryanair. What a great story from a holiday I took in Tenerife. Which, taking off, I'll tell you. Okay, we've got another jet just about to take off. So Pilatus PC-24 business jet going to Barcelona, operated by Platoon Aviation, and it entered service at the beginning of 2024. I do like the livery on this one. Don't think I've seen this particular aircraft before. And just behind it is a British Airways Airbus A320 going to London Heathrow. So we had one arrive not long ago, and another one is straight out. Okay, so this is an Airbus A320-200 British Airways going to London Heathrow. It's a 22-year-old aircraft. So just waiting now for the next planes to depart. Nothing on approach, so we've got a few minutes. So yeah, the story about Tenerife. So it's about 7 or 8 years ago now, and needed a break. We just got Christmas and stuff out of the way, and I found a last minute deal to go to Tenerife south. So I got it nice and cheap. Got the place we're staying at. It's like an eco village thing. It's like glorified garden shed type accommodation, cheap and cheerful, right on the coast. So all's good. Had my transfers and everything sorted. So off I went. Flew by Ryanair. Had a great experience, and arrived at Tenerife and got the taxi out to where we're staying. Got there. Anyway, so I got myself set up and then headed off to the beach. It's a big golden sand beach. They have the sand imported. So it's usually a black sand beach. I was there chilling out. Temperature mid-30s. Wouldn't really say chilling, not the right word. But yeah, I was there enjoying the sunshine. And this bloke goes jogging past. Stark bollock naked. Junk bouncing up and down. I was like, okay. That's a bit different, and then realised that other people all around me were also getting their kit off, and I realised at that point that I had gone on holiday to a nudist beach. Had no idea prior to that, so it's quite a surprise. So I joined in, you know, you do these things, and everybody was there with their sun-kissed bronze bodies, and there's me milk bottle white. It was it was a great holiday. I had a great time. I do like Tenerife. It's the first time I've ever gone to a nudist beach. Right, we've got some movement then. We've got a Jet 2 heading out. This Jet 2 will be the one that's going to Paphos. And there's another plane taxiing just over here. Ryanair. This one's going to Belfast, Boeing 737-800. And this one's a 16-year-old aircraft. Now, Ryanair get a lot of stick. You know, lots and lots of people complaining about Ryanair and stuff, but you know, I've flown Ryanair quite a few times and I've not once had a bad experience. So where I'm currently stood, south side Manchester Airport, it's really good because the sun comes up behind. So in the morning you get all the nice illuminated aircraft when the sun's out. You don't have it in your face or anything. So do you have any funny holiday stories? Hit me up in the comments and let me know about it. I'd love to hear your stories. Right then, so this Ryanair is going to Murcia, Boeing 737-800, 14-year-old aircraft. Have you ever flown with Ryanair? What was your experience? Like I say, I've never had a bad experience. It's always been an enjoyable flight. The worst flight I've ever been on, I think it was only a short flight from, I think it was Southend Airport going to Amsterdam. Some years back. It was a small aircraft, I can't remember what it was, but they kept having to move us around before it took off for weight distribution, and then kept changing their minds, and the aircraft just felt like it was ready to fall apart. Right, next to take off then we've got an Airbus A321neo going to Paphos. It's a Jet 2 aircraft. First flew in August this year, so quite a new aircraft. And just to the side we've got an EasyJet Airbus A320-200 that's going to Naples. Okay, we're just waiting then for this plane to enter the runway. Okay, just to the side we've got a KLM City Hopper, Boeing 737-800 going to Amsterdam. So I've got a Dreamliner also heading for the runway, a Qatar Airways. Got a Ryanair that's just behind this one in view. don't know if you noticed on that one, just behind the two pilots there was a third pilot who would have been sat in the jump seat. Okay, so then we've got this Ryanair going to Milan, Boeing 737 MAX 8-200. And just behind it we've got a Qatar Airways Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner, which is going to Doha. We get another wave. They're absolutely smashing it with the pilot waves today. Cool. So that particular Dreamliner was meant to have taken off nearly 2 hours ago. It's running dead late. Just arrived a moment ago. It was the Turkish Airlines Airbus A321neo from Istanbul. And we have got movement over here with the A380. So this A380 is going to Dubai, Emirates, Airbus A380. This one first flew in 2015. Again, it's one of my favourite aircraft, as well as the Dreamliner. Do you have a favourite aircraft? Let me know in the comments. So there has been talk of an A380neo upgraded version with all the latest technology and materials that they use in the A350, but I don't think that's going to happen somehow. I think the A380s are on the way out. And I think only the carriers like Emirates, Lufthansa, Qantas, a couple of others, I think they're going to remain the only operators. Would be good to see if Global Air eventually get off the ground. They've got one Airbus A380 which is currently sat in storage. So next up then we've got a Swiss Airbus A320-200 going to Zurich. This aircraft is 28 years old. Just behind this aircraft we've got a Jet2 Airbus A321neo going to Rovaniemi. We've also got an EasyJet heading out. So at the moment we're just waiting for the airspace to clear. Airbus A321neo, it's a year old. Cool, we get away from the pilot as well. This EasyJet is going to Paris, Airbus A320-200, 7-year-old aircraft. ATR 72-500 going to Newquay. It's operated by DAT. Right, so next up then we've got this Ryanair going to Budapest, Boeing 737-800. It's an 8-year-old aircraft. Another wave from Ryanair pilots. You guys rock. Just waiting for the airspace in front of the runway to clear. Just coming into land is Brussels Airways Airbus A319. Just in the background there, that's just arrived from Brussels. 21-year-old aircraft. on approach we've got a Pegasus Airbus A321neo arriving from Istanbul. Okay, we are expecting a TUI Dreamliner within the next few minutes to be taking off. It's not yet in view, but I'm sure that will be making its way to the airport within the next few minutes or so. So they've recently moved a lot of the operations from Terminal 1 into Terminal 2. So the aircraft are mostly down that end now, so it does obscure the view a little bit. But we'll be able to see the Dreamliner in a minute or two when it taxis out. Okay, moving to this end is the Pegasus Airbus A321neo from Istanbul. Look on the engine nacelle, the vertical black line, that's the reverse thrusters, air brake. Right, I'll keep the camera pointed this direction. So we are expecting the Dreamliner to appear any moment. Just got to make a very quick phone call, so I shall be back in a second. I'll leave you with the views over there, just waiting for the Dreamliner. Right, so I'm back, still waiting for the Dreamliner. But it is definitely on its way out, so I'll be seeing that within the next couple of minutes. We've also got a Jet 2 going to Tenerife heading out, and a British Airways going to London Heathrow. Right, I can see the tip of an aircraft just above the Dreamliner. This is the Jet 2. Right, it's this Jet 2, it's an Airbus A321neo going to Tenerife. First flew in September this year, so only a couple of months old. So you can probably tell on the looking at the grass, it's no longer white, the frost has gone. It's been nice to have the sunshine. In about an hour from now we should have another A380 arrive. A little over an hour. What I'm going to be doing as well is that at the end of every month I'm going to put together like a montage of all the large aircraft from that month, because I know most of you like the big aircraft. That's the A380 Super Jumbos, A350s, A330s. There's even an A340 this month. I've also got some military aircraft, and the Dreamliners and the 777s. Keep an eye out for that. That should be out the weekend. Right, so this Jet 2 is nearing the runway now. Well, we do have an Airbus A330 on approach. It's about 5 minutes out. It's currently over Oldham. So I'll say the frosty grass is gone. Not right in front of me, it's on a bank where the sun's not touching it. Right, we're still waiting for the Dreamliner. Right, so just above the Dreamliner we can see in front of us, this isn't all the one we're waiting for, there's a Finnair fin. And it's a One World livery. Might post this clip on my Reddit. There was somebody asking about Finnair aircraft. Airbus A319-100, which is going to Helsinki. It's a 25-year-old aircraft. Right, the A330 is currently over Stockport. So it's not too far away, about a minute out. Right, the A330 is now over Cheadle. And I think this Finnair is probably going to have to wait. Might get across, but I think it might have to wait just short of the runway. Yes, it's just going to hold short of the runway whilst the A330 comes in, so let's switch the view. It is on final approach, can't see it just yet. It is literally just a few seconds away. Here we go. So it's a Virgin Atlantic Airbus A330-300, which has just arrived from Atlanta. It's a 13-year-old aircraft. Okay, so continuing its taxi is the Finnair Airbus A319, which is going to Helsinki. I'll post this clip onto Reddit for the guy who was asking about Finnair aircraft. I'm sure he'll appreciate that. Yeah, I'm on Reddit, as well as my other social media, TikTok, X and Blue Sky. Next up we've got an Airbus A320 Aer Lingus, which is going to Dublin. 20-year-old aircraft. Okay, just arrived as the first Logan Air of the day, an ATR 72-600, which has just arrived from the Isle of Man. The Isle of Man, for anyone not familiar with the geography of the UK, it's an island that sits behind England, Scotland, Wales and Ireland. Out in the Irish Sea. Right, now just behind, give you the quick guided tour over there. So this is the runway visitors park. I'll start from the far end and work my way across. So you can see there an Avro RJX, part of it. That's the last commercial airliner which has been fully manufactured in the UK. This big hangar there has got Concorde in it. If I zoom in to here, I think you can just about make out its nose, pointy nose. Looks like the windows are a bit steamed up. Yeah, there's a cafe there, gift shop, picnic area. The red and white box, usually at the weekends, they've got people in there giving the running commentary on what's happening. And there's the viewing area. Monarch DC-10 cockpit they use for conferences and stuff. And they've got a couple of aircraft, a Nimrod, and I think the other one's a Trident. Okay, we're still waiting for the Dreamliner. Right, on final then we've got an Iceland Air Boeing 737 MAX 8 arriving from Reykjavik. That'll be here any moment now. Okay, let's head over. Let's head over to the bushes. This particular aircraft entered service a year ago. So the ones we usually see are either the MAX 8 or the MAX 9. Today we've got the MAX 8. Sometimes they even give us a 757, but not today. Okay, making its way towards the runway then. Just begun its taxi. We've got the British Airways Airbus A320-200 going to London Heathrow. This particular aircraft is 17 years old. So it does appear the Dreamliner has been delayed a bit. Looks like it's returned back to the gate for some reason. Well, it looks like it's going to be taking off and closer to us. Okay, so it's holding just short of the runway, just waiting for its authorization to enter it and get itself lined up. Okay, on its way out is a TUI. It's not the Dreamliner, but it's a 737 MAX 8 going to Espargos. Very shortly we should have a Dreamliner, a Journey Out Air Dreamliner, which is going to Shanghai. So the Dreamliner, it's actually got quite a rare livery. It's got the Oriental Ruby livery, which is the red all over it. I do like the Journey Out Air liveries as well, because they've got quite a few different ones, and I think they're very artistic. On approach we have got a Lufthansa Airbus A320. It's a few minutes away yet. It's currently over Mottram. Right, need a quick drink. I should be back in a second. And I'm back. Right, so then let's have a look. Right, it's this TUI. It's a 2-year-old aircraft. Lost the grip of the tripod handle for a second then. Okay. So we should have an EasyJet on its way out shortly, going to Dusseldorf. We've got another Dreamliner, a Gulf Air, which I think you can just about see its tail, going to Bahrain. And the Journey Out Air Dreamliner as well. So the TUI Dreamliner, which I was expecting, it's turned its transponder off, so I can't see anything more. So I'm just guessing that it's been delayed for some reason and it will be taking off at some point soon. Right, so the Lufthansa is just over Yield Green at the moment, so it's on its final approach. As soon as it makes an appearance, I shall point the camera in that direction. This plane you can see there looks like the SAS Connect. So the Jet 2 plane that's still in the engine test bay still hasn't been touched so far this morning, so shall see what happens with that. Right, so we're expecting a fair few aircraft in the coming minutes. The SAS Connect is going to Copenhagen. It's Airbus A320 Neo. The first flew 7 years ago. Got the 2 Dreamliners which are expected in the coming minutes. In about half hour, so 30-40 minutes or so, we've got the A380 arriving. Right, so the Gulf Air Dreamliner has just come into view. Once this plane has departed, I shall track the Dreamliner. Let's find our Dreamliner. Right, so this is a 787-9 Dreamliner going to Bahrain. This particular aircraft is 7 years old. The EasyJet you just saw in the background is going to be going to Dusseldorf, Airbus A320 Neo. So I do like a good Dreamliner. It's one of my favourite aircraft. And like I said earlier in the video, please do let me know what your favourite aircraft is in the comment section. EasyJet's going to Dusseldorf, Airbus A320neo, 1-year-old aircraft. Pilot's doing the final checkouts. Okay, next up then, looks like we've got a Ryanair going to knock. Boeing 737 MAX 8-200, 4-year-old aircraft. And we've also got an A350, Singapore Airlines, an A350-900. Going to Singapore. This particular one is 8 years old. Whilst waiting for this Ryanair, just the side, there is another Ryanair. This one's going to Ravenna, Boeing 737-800, and this particular aircraft is a 20-year-old aircraft. There's also a Jet 2 on its way out. There seems to be quite a few delays today as well. A few aircraft are running late. Okay, so the Ryanair going to Knock is first. This Jet 2 is going to Lanzarote. It's an Airbus A321neo, which is 2 years old. So I can hello to the pilots there. We await its departure. We have got an A350 on its way out, Cathay Pacific. You can see that one that's just leaving the terminal. We should have another A350 as well, a Virgin Atlantic going to Orlando. That should be departing very shortly. Right, just arrived a moment ago as a Dreamliner. Sorry, a 777. It's a Jetran from Fort Worth. It's a 777-200. And it's 16 years old. I've not seen one of these here at Manchester before.
Steps going up for there's to get rid of so I'm guessing I have those steps on. That's good. I've covered them.
Okay, so then, I've not seen that aircraft before. It's a Jetran 777. It's probably being leased. Just arriving as an Air France Airbus A320-300, arriving from Paris. Right, so this Cathay Pacific's going to Hong Kong. It's an Airbus A350-900. First flew in June 2021. Right, so we've got another A350 currently taxiing. And this one is the Airbus A350 1000, which is going to Orlando. It looks like it's taxiing down to the end of the other runway, so they might have switched runways around. Guess we'll find out in a minute. Unless it's just going an odd route along the taxiways. So yeah, it is going down to the end of the other runway. Just arrived as British Airways from London Heathrow. It's an Airbus A320. Right, so we have got an A380 on approach. It will be here in a minute or so. It's just over Stockport currently. Also taxiing is a TUI 737 MAX 8 going to Sharm el Sheikh. That is currently just behind the A350. So the A350 is at the end of the taxiway, ready to depart. But the A380 is close, so I don't think it will be going before the A380. So yeah, I think this 777 is a leased vehicle. Right, in the A380 that's coming in, it's got the Destination Dubai livery, which is always good to see that one. There is one with a brand new livery which I've not seen yet, so I hope that will visit Manchester soon. Okay, it's currently just over Heald Green. So you can see the tail there of the A350 and the 737. Just waiting for their slot. And if you look through the bushes, any moment now it should come into view. There we go. Right, so if we look down the far end again, the Virgin Atlantic A350 is making its turn onto the runway. It's an A350 1000 going to Orlando. And it's a 6-year-old aircraft. So any moment now it should appear. In fact, it looks like the 2E is going first. The one going to Sharm el Sheikh. It's leapfrogged the A350. Here the Ranger is doing a quick check of the runway for safety, make sure that it's free from debris and anything else that could be problematic for the aircraft. Okay, if we head back down to the other end of the runway for the takeoff of the A350. Right, so the A380 is heading for Terminal 1, sorry, Terminal 2. As mentioned earlier in the video, a lot of the airlines have moved from Terminal 1 into Terminal 2 and 3, Emirates being one of them. Right, very shortly we should have a 777-300 Etihad taxiing out. The Junyao Air and the 2E Dreamliners, I've no idea where they're at. They've been delayed for some reason. were supposed to be having an Indigo Dreamliner going to Delhi, departing very shortly, but that's been delayed by nearly 3 hours.
Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a massive
I've got an EasyJet just there, which is going to Paris, Airbus A320-200. It's a 14-year-old aircraft, taxiing out to the other runway. So yeah, they've definitely switched to a single runway rather than dual runway. So now they're all landing and taking off on 23 right. So as soon as the Etihad does make an appearance, I'll point the camera that direction. Right, the EasyJet is now at the end of the runway, so let's point the camera over there. It's just completed its taxi. There's nothing on approach, so it should take off straight away. Right, taxiing out then, there's an ATR 72-600 Loganair going to the Isle of Man. On approach, we've got a Sun Express 737 MAX 8 coming in from Antalya. It's currently over Mottram, so it's a few minutes away at this moment in time. Okay, so it is beginning its takeoff run. Here we go. So looking at the information I've got for this 777, it used to be a Qatar Airways 777 back in 2009, and in 2023, at the end of 2023, it became owned by Jetran. I'm just seeing if I can get any more information about it. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I've got for it. So Jetran, a leasing company, so it is being leased to an airline. Not sure which one. Okay, we have got an aircraft heading out. So this is the Qatar Airways 777-300 going to Abu Dhabi. It's a 14-year-old aircraft. And here's the Sun Express plane, which I mentioned a short while ago. Now there is a Dreamliner on approach, Saudi Dreamliner coming in from Jeddah. That's a few minutes away. It's interesting it's made its turn there. Have they gone back to dual operation, or are they sticking with the one runway? Guess we'll find out in a second. So the Saudi Dreamliner is just over Mottram. So it's a few minutes away. Yeah, so it looks like it is heading down to the other runway. Right, the Saudi Dreamliner is currently over Stockport. Also the TUI Dreamliner, which has been delayed, that's transponder is on, so I can see it is slowly making its way to the runway. The Saudi Dreamliner is on final approach, so that shall be here in a minute or so. Right, so I've pointed at the bushes. So this one's the 787-10 Dreamliner. For anyone not familiar with the Dreamliner types, there's three. There's the 787-8, 9 and 10, indicating the length of it, the 10 being the longest. Okay, here is the TUI Dreamliner, which we've been waiting for. So it's been delayed for quite a while, a couple of hours, but it's finally making a move. Okay, so the Etihad 777 has completed its taxi. It's down at the far end of the runway, so that will be taking off any moment now. Okay, you can hear its engines. Right, so back to our 2E. So this one is 787-8 Dreamliner, which is the shorter of the three. It's going to Cancun. This particular aircraft is 12 years old. Just arrived as an EasyJet from Copenhagen, Airbus A320-200. Right, so this 777 is being repositioned by the looks of it. It's done a pushback. Little Brussels Airlines just in front of it. It's an Airbus A319-100 going to Brussels. The Junyao Air Dreamliner is also on its way out by the looks of it as well. Right, so just through the trees I can see the tail of the Dreamliner as it enters the runway. So it should be taking off within the next minute or so. There's nothing on approach, so it should be good just to take off straight away. Right, I can hear engines. Right, so it looks like the 777's being parked up out of the way. Heading for the runway, we've got Brussels Airlines that we've just seen a moment ago. Also a Turkish Airlines Airbus A321neo going to Istanbul.
Oh, no, you're alright. Now you're right. Okay, boss. See ya. Mother's the boss, so yeah, the boss. Take the thing, I think you can.
Right, so that was the Junyao Air that we've been waiting for half the morning. Quite severely delayed in the Oriental Ruby livery going to Shanghai. It's a 787-9 Dreamliner, which is also 5 years old. Having a look up in the sky, there's loads of contrails. Nice blue sky for a change. It has been absolutely horrendous weather here recently, so it is nice to finally have a nice day. Right, let's have a look, see if we can see what that van is. I can't really see it on the screen. There's some kind of work taking place on the taxiway, which is probably why they've transitioned to single runway use today, this afternoon. Right, there's a Lufthansa City Airbus A320neo going to Munich, which is just about to take off. Right, so then the 777, which is now over there, you can just about see its right wing. So the information that I've just been given about it is that it's being transformed into the freighter version. So that's what it's come here for. So very shortly we should maybe see the hangar doors open, where it will be converted over the coming days and weeks. As soon as the doors open, I shall point my camera that direction. Okay, on approach we've got an Egyptair Airbus A321neo from Cairo, followed by an Aer Lingus ATR 72-600 from Dublin. And about to take off, we've got the EasyJet going to Sharm el Sheikh, Airbus A320 Neo, which will be taking off in just a moment. So leave me a comment and let me know how you're doing, whereabouts in the world are you watching from, and what is your favourite aircraft. And if anybody would like to buy me a coffee and support what I do, I'd appreciate that very much, and the link is in the video description. Okay, due out shortly, we've got the Iceland Air 737 MAX 8. We've got Jet 2 going to Fuerteventura. So this gate you can see with the double air bridge, that's where the A380 used to go, which has now moved over to Terminal 2. This is the ATR 72 coming in from Dublin, operated by Aer Lingus. Oslo. Right, coming into line now is the Airbus A321 EasyJet coming in from Amsterdam. Okay, this is a Vueling Airbus A320-200 from Barcelona. Okay, this is an Airbus A321neo going to Amsterdam, KLM. Right, taking off now, we've got a Jet 2 going to Fuerteventura, Airbus A321neo. Okay, this is an SAS Connect from Oslo, Airbus A320neo. Right, this is a Pegasus Airbus A321neo. It's going to Istanbul. So this Dreamliner is a Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner from Mumbai. Okay, arriving now is a Royal Jordanian Airbus A320 Neo, arriving from Amman. Okay, so this Virgin Atlantic Airbus A330-300 is going to New York. Okay, so this is the Airbus A380 Emirates going to Dubai in the destination Dubai livery. It's been a while since I've seen this particular aircraft here at Manchester, so it's good to see it again. Just gone past was a 737-800 Norwegian going to Oslo. Okay, making its way to the runway is an ITA Airways Airbus A320-200 going to Milan. This is Virgin Atlantic Airbus A330-300 going to Atlanta. Right, that's the end of the video. So thank you so much everybody for watching. I really appreciate it. Please remember to give the video a like, give the channel a subscribe if you haven't done already. I'd really appreciate that. And if you'd like to support the channel, you can always buy me a coffee. The link's in the video description. So thanks a lot for watching. Have yourselves a great day. See you on the next video. Bye bye.